We all know those movies where you feel like you've seen one, you've seen them all. The Beekeeper is kind of like that. Hi, everybody. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Adi.
And after another little hiatus, away for Christmas break from the 10 people who are going to see this video.
Shout out Liz.
And we're back with The Beekeeper. This movie stars Jason Statham. And to keep it very bare bones and simple, he is friends with an older lady and lives on her plot of land. And this old lady is wronged and he goes to get revenge for her. Pretty straightforward. If you've seen the trailers, that's the majority of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But what keeps it hot and entertaining is that there is some like nice little twists and turns that I didn't expect coming out of a movie like this.
Yeah, it did feel like every other Jason Statham movie where he's just punching walls and somehow anticipating the villain or enemy's next move in a way where he can like be better and win or kill them or whatever. But it kept it a little bit more silly. It was more youthful and less serious than what's the movie Transporter?
Yeah.
That's the one that I was thinking about. My dad likes to watch that one. So it felt more like silly than his usual content, but there was a couple of plot twists and turns that did keep us interested.
And just like when you thought you knew where it was going as well, it takes you for, even if it's a tiny, it takes you for like a little twist, a little turn, and you're like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. But along with that comes a lot of, at least for me, head scratcher moments where I was like, that was too convenient, or why did you do that when you could have just, offed them from the beginning kind of stuff. Just,
he likes to show off.
Yeah, like, I can't give too much detail without giving the whole movie away, or like parts of the movie away, but there were just moments where I was like, why do you choose to do that? And some of them later on throughout the movie do get like, not explained, but you're like, oh, I see why he let X thing happen so that he could do this later, But
he all has a plan in his mind.
That,
we just don't know the plan.
At some points, I was just like, I was legit scratching my head. And I was like, why would you do that? But some of them make sense, some of them don't. But it's okay. It's all part of the quirkiness of the movie. One of the other things that I was telling Ariana as soon as we like left the theater was that this movie, along with like a lot of like more modern day action flicks that are coming out like this, like they involve these really bright characters.
They're eclectic.
Yes, eclectic, bright, very poppy.
Flamboyant.
Yes. You're like, why are they dressed like that? Why do they have this crazy accent? I don't even know where it's from. Like,
it reminded me of the characters like from like Harley Quinn or what's that Netflix movie with the guy with the clock and the locks?
Not Army of the Dead, but Army of the Locksmith movie, which was terrible. But
besides the point, I was trying to get back to the original bigger movie. Where the characters were also kind of like they all had their like own entrance.
I just feel like I see this so often, which I'm not a fan of. It just doesn't. It takes me out of the movie. I'm like, who is gonna be an assassin dressed in a giant purple trench coat, and have these like super big squared off glasses, and it's just over the top for no reason. It's like, no, it takes me out of the action a bit. It's not terrible,
that's what I meant by it's like more silly.
yeah, but it is what it is.
That was the director's choice.
Yeah. Besides that, I felt like a handful of the villains I felt like they were deliberately given the script or shown Wolf of Wall Street, and we're like, here is Leonardo DiCaprio. We want you to be like him. And there's a couple of them that are like to the T. Like if you've seen The Wolf of Wall Street, you're gonna watch them and be like, he's channeling Leonardo DiCaprio. If you haven't already seen the trailer, this is not spoilers because it's in the trailer. If you haven't seen the trailer, well, oh well. Where they're call centers and they're just scamming people to get their money, their life savings and stuff like that. And the guys, they put someone who's like at the front and is like the head of these scam centers, and they give him a microphone and they make like the whole office a party. And they channel Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street, just like shouting these outrageous things, hyping up the
A
employees
Wall
and telling
Street
them,
like investor or what's it called, stockbroker,
yeah.
salesman person.
And it was like the first one, I was like, okay, but then there was another one who was like exactly a different guy, but just acting identical. And I was like, that's too much. I was like, y'all should have like gone for different personas or something. It felt like it was just like a copy paste.
But who is Leonardo DiCaprio's character in The Wolf of Wall Street imitating? It's just like the general stereotype of like a Wall Street person. So I think they just had that. Like,
I mean,
what's it called? Archetype. Trope.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be imitating the real life Jordan Belfort,
Mm-hmm.
who was supposedly that way. I mean, who am I to know? But yeah. Lastly, the one thing that I've been enjoying seeing that we saw in Five Nights at Freddy and now this movie, which I didn't even know he was in this movie, is Josh Hutcherson. It was a pleasant surprise. It's nice seeing him in his revival back into Hollywood after like being gone for a while. Maybe he's not. It feels like it was a while for me.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in anything noteworthy.
I mean, the last things I remember him being in was the Hunger Games movies, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he's done things since then.
He might have done some other low-key projects that I was unaware of, but it's nice seeing his face back on the big screen.
Yeah. I didn't particularly like his character in this movie, but it was nice that he was playing a character.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like his character could have been a little bit different. I don't know if I would have cast him for this character.
Yeah, I like Josh Hutcherson in like goody two shoes characters, not in like dumb boy characters.
Mm-hmm.
He has just like a good genuine face to be like a good person. So it's very off-putting when they put him as the bad person. Yeah.
Very true. But overall, I feel like this movie was John Wick, where Jason Statham is John, and the old lady is Jason's dog. And they even do some of that world building, where like the whole Beekeeper thing is like this hidden society. So there is that aspect going on there, but who knows if this will even become like a franchise thing.
Jason produced it, so maybe he'll want a part 2.
It could be. I mean, he did the same thing with The Meg, so. But it wasn't too bad. Like, it kept me entertained. Except for those little like moments where I was like, that's whack. But it was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. What do you think?
I liked it. I do wish they would have spent more time with like the older lady's character, so we as like the audience got attached to her.
On to ratings, I'd give this movie a 7 out of 10. I think I walked in expecting what I got, knowing it was David Ayer directing, and that it was kind of came out of nowhere. It was entertaining action flick with not too many like dumb moments and not just overall boring like Silent Night was. Silent Night was an extremely boring, as boring as it can get for an action flick. So this film definitely tops anything like that. Yeah, this was pretty good. Definitely, if you have some free time, go watch it. I wouldn't say like it's a rush out to the theaters, must go watch. But if you got some free time, looking for some time to kill, and you're looking for an action flick, this one's pretty darn good. It's enjoyable. It's a good fun time.
Yeah, I would say also 6 or 7 out of 10. I did enjoy it. It was just another Jason Statham movie where he wins and succeeds in his crazy mission. But yeah, kept me entertained. I wouldn't say it's a must see at the theater. I'm sure it'll come out on streaming services. But yeah, pretty good.
So those are our thoughts. If you've seen or plan on seeing The Beekeeper or see it this weekend, let us know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Till next time.